Welcome to Read and Learn English. Life can sometimes feel confusing and overwhelming. Many people feel stuck, lost, or unhappy because they don't follow simple principles that guide their actions and decisions. Every day can start to feel the same, repeating mistakes, facing the same problems, and feeling exhausted from little progress. Imagine someone waking up tired, making the same errors at work or in their relationships, and feeling frustrated that life seems to be running on repeat. This is what happens when we live without guidance. Chaos, stress, and confusion take over. But life can be different. By following clear, practical rules, you can bring order, focus, and meaning to your days. Rules act like a map, helping you navigate challenges, make better decisions, and grow as a person. When you start applying these principles, you feel more confident, calm, and capable. You learn from mistakes, build strong relationships, and see opportunities instead of problems. Living with rules doesn't restrict you. It frees you to become your best self. These 12 rules are simple yet powerful keys to a new life, full of growth, peace, and purpose. Let's begin with the first rule, the foundation of everything. Rule 1. Take responsibility for your life. Have you ever felt like life is unfair? Maybe you fail a test, and your first thought is, it's the teacher's fault, or you miss a chance, and you think, I was unlucky. Many people live this way, always blaming others or waiting for luck to come. They hope something or someone will change their life for them. But the truth is simple. This thinking keeps people weak. They wait and wait, but nothing happens. Life does not wait for anyone. It moves forward with or without us. If we want to change our life, we must stop blaming and start acting. Let me tell you a story. There were two students in the same class. Both wanted good grades, but both had problems. The first student often said, "The teacher is unfair," or "The questions were too hard." Every time the grade came back, he complained. He felt angry and unlucky. He studied a little, but mostly he spent time feeling sorry for himself. Every test felt like a punishment, and every failure felt like proof that the world was against him. After months, his grades stayed the same. He was frustrated and unhappy. The second student had a different approach. When she got a low grade, she did not blame the teacher. She said to herself, "I did not study enough. I can do better next time." She looked at her mistakes and made a plan. She asked questions, studied more, and practiced every day. Slowly, her grades improved. She felt proud and confident. Every challenge became an opportunity to learn, not a reason to complain. After a few months, her grades were higher than ever before. She realized that her life changed because she took responsibility. She did not wait for luck. She did not blame anyone. She acted. This story shows an important truth. Life changes only when we say, "It's my life, and I must take action." It is easy to think someone else will fix our problems, but it never works. Blaming others may feel good for a moment, but it never gives results. Waiting for luck is even worse. People who wait do not grow. They stay in the same place, feeling weak and unhappy. Taking responsibility is not always easy. It can feel scary because it means we cannot blame others anymore. We have to face our mistakes and take action. But this is exactly what gives us power. Responsibility is like a key. It opens the door to change, confidence, and success. Taking responsibility does not mean life becomes perfect instantly. It does not mean every action will lead to success. Sometimes, we fail even when we try hard. That is normal. The difference is that when we take responsibility, we do not give up. We learn from our mistakes and try again. Every step forward becomes a victory. Imagine walking in a dark room. If you blame the room for being dark, you stay frozen. But if you take responsibility and light a candle, suddenly you can see. Responsibility is the candle that helps us move forward. Many people do not understand this. They wait for the perfect moment or the perfect opportunity. They say, "I will start tomorrow," or "I am too unlucky now." But tomorrow never comes without action. Life is happening right now. Every small choice matters. Choosing to take responsibility today is choosing to change your life. Even small actions, like studying a little more, asking for help, or organizing your day, create big results over time. The student who improved her grades did not make a huge change in one day. She made small, responsible choices every day. And these small choices added up to a big transformation. Responsibility also helps us feel stronger inside. When we know we control our life, we stop feeling like victims. We stop waiting for others or for luck. We start to see problems as challenges we can solve. We start to feel proud of our effort, not just our results. Every time we take responsibility, we become more confident. Life becomes less scary because we know we have the power to act. Of course, taking responsibility is only the first step. It is not enough to change your life completely. To grow, we also need patience. Change does not happen overnight. Just like the student who improved her grades, progress comes little by little. Some days are hard, some mistakes are big. But if we keep acting responsibly, we move forward. Taking responsibility gives us control, and patience allows us to use that control wisely. Together, they are powerful. So, remember this: blaming others or waiting for luck keeps life the same. Taking responsibility is the moment when you say, "It is my life, and I must take action." It is the first step to real change. From this moment, every small action you take matters. Every choice builds your future. And as you take responsibility, you will learn to be patient with yourself. Because responsibility is the key, but patience is the path that lets you walk through the door you just opened. Rule 2: be patient with the process. Many people want success instantly. They want fast results, quick rewards, and easy wins. But life does not work that way. If you want to build strength, learn a new skill, or improve your life, it takes time. Patience is one of the most important skills you can learn. Without patience, even the strongest effort can fail. Without patience, people give up too soon and never see the results they hope for. Let me tell you a story. There was a person who decided to go to the gym. The first day, he was full of energy. He tried lifting heavy weights and running fast. He wanted to see big muscles and feel strong immediately. But after 1 week, he did not see any change. His arms were the same, his stomach the same. He felt tired, frustrated, and disappointed. "This is too hard," he said. "It does not work. I am not strong. Maybe this is not for me." He quit, thinking that the effort was useless. Now let's look at another person. She also started at the gym, but she had a different approach. She knew that building strength takes time. She began with small exercises, light weights, and short runs. Every day, she tried a little more, but she did not push herself too hard. She was patient. She understood that changes in the body do not happen overnight. Weeks passed, then months. At first, it was hard to notice any difference, but she kept going. She did not give up after the first week. Slowly, her muscles grew, her body became stronger, and she felt healthier and more confident. After a few months, she looked back and realized how far she had come. Her patience had protected her from disappointment and led her to success. This story teaches an important lesson. Good things take time. Many people fail because they expect too much, too soon. They start strong but quit when they do not see immediate results. This is normal. The problem is that they forget life works slowly. Progress is often invisible at first. Your first efforts may feel small, unimportant, or even useless. But small efforts, repeated over time, lead to big results. Patience is the bridge between effort and success. Without it, even hard work cannot create lasting change. Patience is also a shield. It protects you from frustration and stress. Imagine planting a tree. You water it every day, give it sunlight, and take care of it. But you do not see a full-grown tree the next day. You must wait weeks, months, or even years. If you try to rush it, pull it from the soil, or force it to grow faster, the tree will die. Patience allows the tree to grow naturally. In life, you are like the tree. Your efforts take time to show results. Patience helps you stay steady and avoid giving up too soon. Many people do not like waiting. They feel impatient and restless. They compare themselves to others who seem to succeed quickly. They say, "Why is my progress so slow?" Or, "I am not getting results like everyone else." But this thinking is dangerous. It can lead to frustration, disappointment, and quitting. Instead, focus on your own path. Focus on the small steps you take each day. Celebrate small victories. Patience is not about doing nothing. It is about consistent action, day by day, without letting frustration stop you. Another reason patience is important is that it teaches you resilience. Life is full of challenges and setbacks. If you are impatient, one failure can feel like the end of the road. But if you are patient, setbacks become part of the process. You learn to adapt, to try again, and to keep moving forward. The person who kept going to the gym did not succeed because it was easy. She succeeded because she stayed patient, even when progress seemed invisible. Each day, she added a little effort, and over time, these small actions created big results. Patience also helps you enjoy the journey. People often focus only on the goal. They want the end result without experiencing the growth along the way. But true success is not only about the final achievement. It is about learning, improving, and growing every day. Patience allows you to notice these small improvements. It helps you appreciate your effort and feel proud of your progress. This positive feeling encourages you to continue and builds confidence for the future. Of course, patience alone is not enough. Being patient means you continue your efforts over time, but you also need to take action and make sacrifices. Sometimes, achieving your goal means giving up small comforts, changing routines, or pushing yourself a little harder. Patience keeps you steady, but sacrifice gives you direction. Together, they create a strong foundation for success. Remember this: quitting too soon keeps you weak, but patience protects you from disappointment. Life takes time, and so do your dreams. Every small effort, repeated day by day, slowly builds the change you want. The person who gave up after 1 week never saw the results. The person who stayed patient, kept working, and trusted the process achieved her goals. Patience is your friend on the journey of life, and learning to wait while working is one of the most powerful skills you can have. But patience alone is not enough. You must also be willing to sacrifice. Rule 3. Learn the power of sacrifice. Many people want everything in life at once. They want to have fun, relax, and enjoy themselves while also achieving big goals. But life rarely works this way. Every great achievement requires giving up something. Sacrifice is the bridge between ordinary life and extraordinary success. Without it, dreams stay dreams, and goals remain far away. Sacrifice is not punishment. It is a choice to trade small, short-term pleasures for bigger, long-term rewards. Understanding this difference is one of the most important lessons in life. Let me tell you a story. There was a student who wanted to get high grades at school, but she also loved her phone. Every evening she scrolled through social media, watched videos, and played games for hours. When she got her test results, she was disappointed. Her grades were low and she blamed the teachers, the exams, or bad luck. She thought she deserved success without changing her habits. She never realized that every hour spent on her phone was an hour she could have used to study, practice, and improve. She wanted results without giving up anything. Now let's look at another student. He wanted success too, but he understood the power of sacrifice. Every evening, instead of spending hours on his phone, he studied. Sometimes he felt bored or tired and he wanted to watch videos or chat with friends. But he reminded himself that small pleasures today could block bigger rewards tomorrow. He gave up short-term fun for long-term success. At first, it was hard. His friends were having fun, and he felt like he was missing out. But slowly, he noticed progress. His grades improved. He felt more confident. Every sacrifice he made, every choice to focus on his goal, brought him closer to the life he wanted. This story shows the real difference between short-term pleasure and long-term success. Many people make the mistake of chasing comfort and fun. They think life should be easy, and they avoid anything difficult. But comfort and fun are temporary. They give satisfaction for a few minutes or hours, but they do not build a strong future. Sacrifice is hard because it asks you to delay comfort. It asks you to face temporary discomfort for lasting results. But those who learn to sacrifice understand its power. They know that small daily sacrifices add up to major achievements over time. Sacrifice is not only about studying or working hard. It can appear in many areas of life. Maybe it is giving up unhealthy food to become fit, waking up early to exercise, saving money instead of spending on unnecessary items, or spending less time on entertainment to learn a new skill. Every big goal requires choices. You cannot do everything at the same time. Choosing what to give up is not a loss. It is an investment in yourself. Every time you say no to something that wastes your energy or time, you say yes to your growth and your dreams. Another important point is that sacrifice teaches discipline. When you sacrifice, you train yourself to make intentional choices. You learn to control your impulses instead of letting instant gratification control you. The student who gave up scrolling on her phone became stronger, more focused, and more capable of handling other challenges in life. Sacrifice builds character, and character is essential for long-term success. People who never learn sacrifice often struggle because they are always distracted, impatient, and unprepared to work hard for what they want. Sacrifice can be uncomfortable and sometimes even painful. You might feel lonely when friends are having fun, tired when you work harder than usual, or frustrated when results come slowly. These feelings are normal. They show that you are growing. Every challenge you face while sacrificing prepares you for bigger opportunities in the future. If you can endure temporary discomfort today, you will enjoy rewards tomorrow that others who avoid sacrifice can never reach. It is also important to understand balance. Sacrifice does not mean giving up all joy. It means prioritizing what truly matters. Fun and rest are important for your health and happiness, but they should not replace the actions that lead to your goals. Learning to balance short-term pleasure and long-term achievement is the secret to living a successful life. The student who focused on studying still enjoyed weekends, breaks, and time with family, but she made sure that her daily choices aligned with her bigger goals. This is the power of intentional sacrifice. Every great life requires sacrifice. There is no shortcut. People who achieve extraordinary success often make choices that others avoid. They give up small pleasures, resist distractions, and commit to what is truly important. Sacrifice may feel hard at first, but it becomes easier with practice. Every choice to focus, to delay gratification, or to work hard strengthens your ability to succeed. It is not always easy, but it is always worth it. Remember this: life rewards those who are willing to give up something today for something greater tomorrow. The student who scrolled on her phone stayed where she was. The student who sacrificed and focused on her studies moved forward, step by step, closer to her dreams. Sacrifice is difficult, but it prepares you for the challenges ahead. Sacrifice is powerful, but it is not enough by itself. It requires persistence to continue even when it feels hard, even when progress is slow, and even when you want to quit. Sacrifice sets the path, but persistence keeps you walking. Rule 4. Never stop being persistent. Many people think success comes from talent, luck, or being in the right place at the right time. While these things can help, the truth is different. Most failures happen not because someone is not smart or talented, but because they give up too soon. Persistence is what separates those who achieve their dreams from those who only watch others succeed. It is the ability to continue, step by step, even when the results are slow or the challenges seem too big. Persistence keeps dreams alive, even in the hardest moments. Let me tell you a story. There was a young person who wanted a good job. They prepared a strong resume, practiced interviews, and applied to many companies. But the first 2 jobs rejected them. After the second rejection, they felt discouraged. Maybe I am not good enough, they thought. They stopped applying and waited for something to happen. Weeks passed, and no opportunity came. This person gave up too early, and their dream job never arrived. The lack of persistence blocked their success before it even began. Now, let's look at another person in a similar situation. They also wanted a good job and faced the same challenges. Their first few applications were rejected, and they felt disappointed too. But instead of quitting, they kept trying. They applied to more companies, improved their resume, practiced interviews again, and learned from each mistake. Weeks turned into months, and after many attempts, they finally got an offer. Their persistence paid off. Each rejection was not a failure, but a lesson. Each step brought them closer to their goal. Because they did not quit, they achieved what many thought was impossible. This story shows the real power of persistence. Many people fail not because they cannot achieve something, but because they stop too early. They see obstacles, hear no, and decide it is too hard. But those who persist understand that every no is part of the journey. They keep moving forward, learning, and improving. Persistence is like walking in the rain toward a bright sunrise. It may feel cold and uncomfortable at times, but those who continue will see the light. Persistence is not only about chasing jobs or grades. It appears in every part of life. Maybe it is practicing a sport, learning a language, building a business, or creating art. The difference between giving up and succeeding is often only a few extra steps, a little more effort, a few more days or weeks of consistent work. Talent alone is not enough. Many talented people fail because they lack the persistence to continue. On the other hand, people with average skills but strong persistence often achieve remarkable results. Another important point is that persistence builds resilience. When you continue despite difficulties, you learn to handle disappointment, criticism, and setbacks. You become stronger with every challenge. The person who kept applying for jobs learned to improve their skills, handle rejection without giving up, and stay focused on the goal. Persistence is like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it grows. Those who quit never develop this strength, and life becomes full of missed opportunities. Persistence also teaches patience and faith in yourself. Sometimes progress is slow, and results are not visible immediately. Without persistence, it is easy to feel frustrated and lose motivation. But those who continue understand that small, consistent actions create long-term results. Every step forward, no matter how tiny, moves you closer to success. Just like planting a seed, watering it every day, and waiting. Persistence allows your efforts to grow into something meaningful and lasting. It is normal to feel tired or discouraged while being persistent. The journey is rarely smooth, but those feelings do not mean you are failing. They mean you are working. Each challenge you face while staying persistent prepares you for bigger achievements. Success is rarely instant. It requires time, effort, and the courage to continue when it would be easier to stop. People who persist, even when progress seems invisible, are the ones who reach their dreams. Persistence is not blind effort. It is intelligent action. Learn from mistakes, adjust your approach, and keep moving forward. Like the job seeker who kept improving their resume and interview skills, persistent people are always learning, adapting, and growing. They do not waste energy repeating the same mistakes, but they never stop trying. This balance between effort and learning is what makes persistence so powerful. Every great story of success involves persistence. People who reach their dreams do not quit at the first sign of difficulty. They keep going even when it is uncomfortable, even when the world seems against them, and even when results are delayed. They understand that giving up guarantees failure, but persistence keeps the door open for opportunity. Every step taken with persistence is a step closer to the life you want. Persistence is powerful but it is not enough alone. Without structure, focus, and control, even persistent effort can become wasted energy. To turn persistence into real results, you need discipline to guide it. Discipline gives persistence direction, ensures that effort is consistent, and prevents distractions from pulling you away from your goals. Persistence keeps your dreams alive, but discipline shapes those dreams into reality. As we move forward, the next step is learning how to use discipline to give persistence a strong, effective structure. Rule 5. Build daily discipline. Discipline is not about doing something only when you feel like it. Many people think they need motivation or inspiration to work, study, or improve. But motivation comes and goes. Some days you feel energized, and other days you feel tired or distracted. Without discipline, you will only act when you are in the mood, and progress will be slow or even stop completely. Discipline is the ability to do what you must, even when you do not feel like it. It is the bridge between your goals and your results. Let me tell you a story. There was a young writer who wanted to finish a book. Every day they thought, I will write when I feel inspired. But inspiration was rare. Some days passed without a single word written. Weeks turned into months, and the book was still unfinished. The writer became frustrated, thinking, maybe I am not creative enough. The lack of discipline blocked their progress, even though they had talent and good ideas. Waiting for the perfect moment did not help. They were trapped by their own habits. Now, consider another writer in a similar situation. This person decided to write every day, even if only for 10 minutes. Sometimes they felt tired or distracted, but they kept their promise. 10 minutes became 20, then 30. Weeks passed, and pages started to fill. Months later, the book was finished. The secret was simple. Small, consistent actions. Writing 10 minutes every day was not impressive alone, but over time, it created something remarkable. Discipline turned daily effort into a major achievement. This story shows an important truth. Small, consistent actions matter more than occasional bursts of effort. Discipline is like water slowly shaping a rock. You may not see immediate changes, but over time, the results are powerful and lasting. People who rely on motivation alone often quit at the first obstacle, while disciplined individuals continue steadily, building momentum day by day. Discipline is not glamorous, but it works silently, turning effort into progress. Discipline also protects you from distractions and bad habits. In today's world, it is easy to waste hours on social media, TV, or other entertainment. Without discipline, your time is stolen slowly, and your goals remain distant. The disciplined person chooses actions that move them forward, even if those actions are uncomfortable or boring. Saying no to short-term pleasure for long-term gain is not easy, but it is necessary. Every time you choose discipline, you strengthen your ability to succeed. Another key point is that discipline builds self-respect and confidence. When you keep your promises to yourself, you trust your own abilities. Completing small daily tasks shows that you are capable and reliable. This trust grows over time and becomes a strong foundation for bigger achievements. People who struggle with self-confidence often do so because they do not keep their commitments. Discipline fixes this. By doing what you said you would do, day after day, you prove to yourself that you are capable of achieving your goals. Discipline is not about perfection. You will miss days, make mistakes, or feel lazy sometimes. What matters is the habit of returning to your daily practice. The disciplined person understands that setbacks are normal. They do not give up entirely when things go wrong. They adjust, learn, and continue. Over months and years, this persistence combined with daily discipline leads to impressive results. Even small actions, repeated consistently, create change far greater than occasional bursts of effort. Let's go back to the writer. 10 minutes a day might not seem like much, but it created a habit. That habit built momentum, improved skills, and eventually produced a finished book. Imagine applying the same principle to learning a language, building a business, or improving health. Daily disciplined actions, no matter how small, accumulate into extraordinary results. Discipline is not instant success. It is slow, steady progress that compounds over time. Discipline also strengthens other qualities like patience, sacrifice, and persistence. When you commit to daily practice, you learn to wait for results, give up small distractions, and continue even when things are hard. Each act of discipline reinforces the lessons you learned from patience and persistence. It becomes part of your character, shaping your life in a meaningful way. Without discipline, persistence can be unfocused, and patience can be wasted. Discipline gives them structure and power. The beauty of daily discipline is that it is within your control. You cannot always control luck, other people, or circumstances, but you can control your actions. Choosing to work 10 minutes, study for half an hour, or practice a skill every day is a choice you can make, no matter what is happening around you. This sense of control builds confidence. You begin to trust yourself because you see the results of your consistent effort. Discipline is strong, but its power increases when combined with self-confidence. Believing in your abilities allows you to push through challenges without doubting yourself. Discipline creates habits, while self-confidence gives you the courage to continue even when results are not immediate. Together, they form a powerful force that helps you achieve goals that might have seemed impossible before. By building daily discipline, you take control of your life and create a reliable path toward success. Small actions done consistently shape your skills, your habits, and your future. Every day is an opportunity to grow, to improve, and to move closer to the life you want. Discipline is not easy, but it is simple. Do what you must, even when you do not feel like it. Over time, the results will speak louder than any moment of motivation ever could. Rule 6. Believe in yourself. Self-doubt is one of the most powerful obstacles in life. Many people fail not because they lack ability, but because they do not believe in themselves. They think, I am not smart enough, I cannot do this, or someone else is better than me. These thoughts stop people before they even try. Without belief in yourself, talent and effort are wasted. Confidence is the spark that starts action, and action is what creates results. Let me share a story. There was a shy student who never spoke in class. Every time the teacher asked a question, the student thought, I am too nervous, or I will say something wrong. Days passed, then weeks, and the student remained silent. Opportunities to participate, to share ideas, and to learn were lost. This person had potential, but could not act because of self-doubt. Fear kept them frozen, and nothing changed. Now, consider another student in the same situation. At first, this student also felt nervous and shy. But one day, they decided to speak. even if only a few words. They said the answer quietly, and the teacher smiled, showing support. It was not perfect, but it was a start. Each time this student tried, their confidence grew. Eventually, they spoke up regularly, shared ideas, and even helped classmates. Believing in themselves allowed action, and action brought success. The difference between these two students is simple. Belief in yourself gives you courage to act. Confidence is not something you are born with. It is developed through action. Each small success, each time you push past fear, builds stronger belief. People who never try remain stuck, but those who act, even imperfectly, grow step by step. Courage is not the absence of fear. It is taking action despite fear. Believing in yourself also helps you overcome failure. Many people quit after one mistake, thinking, "I am not good enough." But confidence allows you to see mistakes as part of learning, not proof of incapability. The student who started speaking in class made mistakes, mispronounced words, and sometimes gave wrong answers. But each mistake was an opportunity to improve. Confidence turns failures into lessons, not endings. Self-belief is powerful because it influences your mindset and your choices. A confident person tries new things, takes risks, and steps out of their comfort zone. A person without belief avoids challenges, misses opportunities, and limits their own growth. Confidence allows you to reach further, work harder, and continue when others give up. It is the engine that drives action. Another important point is that self-belief works together with discipline and persistence. Daily effort and consistent action require faith that what you are doing will matter. When you believe in yourself, writing every day, studying, or practicing a skill becomes meaningful because you trust your own potential. Discipline builds habit, and belief provides motivation to maintain it. Persistence keeps you going, and confidence keeps you trying. It is normal to feel doubt. Everyone does at some point. The key is not to wait until fear disappears. Waiting only wastes time. Acting despite doubt is how confidence grows. Each time you take a step forward, even a small one, your belief in yourself strengthens. This creates a positive cycle. You act, you succeed, you learn, and your confidence grows. Over time, challenges feel smaller because you trust your ability to handle them. Let's return to our student. Speaking in class started as a tiny, uncomfortable action. At first, the student worried about embarrassment. But with each attempt, their confidence increased. Soon, they could answer questions, participate in discussions, and even help classmates who were shy. Belief in themselves changed everything. They discovered a talent that was always there but hidden by fear. Self-belief also affects how others see you. Confident people inspire trust and respect. When you believe in yourself, others notice your courage and effort. This can open doors, create opportunities, and attract support. Doubt, on the other hand, is often visible, and it can hold you back socially and professionally. Confidence creates a presence that encourages growth, learning, and connection. It is important to remember that self-belief is not arrogance. Believing in yourself does not mean thinking you are better than others. It means trusting your ability to try, to learn, and to improve. Confidence gives you the courage to act without needing permission from anyone else. It allows you to face challenges, speak up, and take opportunities that others might miss. Believing in yourself also teaches resilience. Life is full of setbacks, rejection, and criticism. People who lack confidence are more likely to give up after one obstacle. Those who believe in themselves continue because they know their potential. Confidence helps you keep moving forward, even when the path is difficult. It is the foundation of courage, action, and growth. By learning to believe in yourself, you open the door to action, success, and learning from mistakes. Confidence allows you to try, fail, and improve. It turns fear into opportunity and doubt into progress. Each small act of courage, each attempt to act despite uncertainty, strengthens your self-belief. And when you trust yourself, you are ready for the next challenge in life. Belief in yourself is essential, but it grows even stronger when you learn from your mistakes instead of avoiding them. Every failure becomes a lesson, every challenge a chance to grow, and every success a proof of your potential. Courage, action, and self-belief together create a life full of opportunities and achievements. Rule 7. Learn from your mistakes. Making mistakes is one of the most natural parts of life, yet many people treat them as failures. They feel embarrassed, frustrated, or even hopeless when something goes wrong. But mistakes are not the end. They are the beginning of growth. Every error you make is a chance to learn, improve, and become stronger. The people who succeed in life are not those who never fail. They are those who use mistakes as lessons. Let me tell you a simple story. A young person decided to cook for the first time. They followed a recipe, but when they tasted the food, it was burnt and inedible. They felt disappointed and thought, "I cannot cook. I will never try again." They gave up, leaving their potential hidden. They missed the chance to learn because they feared failure. One mistake became a reason to stop trying. Now consider someone else in the same situation. They also burnt their first meal, but instead of giving up, they asked, "What went wrong?" They realized they left the heat too high and forgot to stir. The next time, they cooked carefully and followed the instructions better. Slowly, their meals improved. They burned a few dishes along the way, but each mistake taught them something new. Eventually, they could cook tasty food and even help friends and family. By learning from mistakes, they turned failure into progress. The lesson is clear. Mistakes are teachers, not enemies. They point out what needs attention and help you understand how to improve. Every successful person has failed many times. The difference is that they use mistakes as feedback, not as reasons to quit. Mistakes are not signs of weakness. They are signs that you are trying. Without mistakes, growth is impossible. Mistakes also teach patience and perseverance. When you make an error, you have to analyze it, adjust your approach, and try again. This process builds resilience. The person who burnt their first meal did not succeed immediately. They practiced, experimented, and learned slowly. The one who gave up remained stuck. Life rewards those who persist through mistakes, not those who avoid them. Another important lesson is that mistakes encourage creativity. When the first attempt fails, you are forced to think differently. You learn new methods, test new strategies, and expand your skills. Mistakes push you out of your comfort zone. They create opportunities for growth that success alone cannot provide. Without mistakes, you might never explore new ways of doing things or discover your hidden talents. Learning from mistakes requires honesty. You must admit when you are wrong and face the truth about what went wrong. Many people avoid this because they fear criticism or feel ashamed. But denying mistakes prevents growth. Humility is key. It allows you to accept errors and see them as opportunities. The person who improved their cooking did not blame the recipe or the oven. They looked at their own actions and learned. Humility opens the door to improvement. Mistakes also teach important life lessons beyond skills. They show patience, persistence, and problem solving. They reveal your strengths and weaknesses. They remind you that failure is temporary and improvement is always possible. Every mistake gives information you can use to make better choices in the future. Ignoring mistakes is like ignoring a map. You may get lost again and again. Learning from them is like reading a guide that helps you reach your destination. It is also important to share your mistakes. When you tell others about what you learned, you reinforce your understanding and inspire them. Many successful people openly talk about their failures, showing that mistakes are part of growth. Others learn from their stories, and the community grows stronger. Mistakes become not just personal lessons, but tools to help others avoid the same errors. Some people avoid taking risks because they fear mistakes. They stay in their comfort zones and never try new things. But this approach limits potential. Life is full of uncertainties, and avoiding mistakes means avoiding opportunities. The person who keeps trying, even when failing, discovers abilities they never knew they had. Each mistake brings knowledge, experience, and confidence. Avoiding mistakes brings only stagnation. Remember that learning from mistakes is not a one-time event. It is an ongoing process. Each new challenge carries a chance to fail, reflect, and improve. The more you embrace mistakes, the faster you grow. You develop resilience, problem-solving skills, and self-awareness. You begin to see failure as temporary, not as a permanent reflection of your ability. Mistakes stop being scary and start being useful. In conclusion, mistakes are not enemies. They are guides. They teach patience, persistence, creativity, and humility. They reveal your strengths and weaknesses and show you the way forward. The person who burnt their first meal eventually became skilled because they learned from each failure. The one who quit remained stuck. Life gives everyone mistakes, but only those who learn from them transform errors into success. By understanding that mistakes are lessons, you gain courage to try new things, face challenges, and improve continuously. Accept them with humility, reflect honestly, and apply the knowledge gained. Mistakes become stepping stones, not obstacles. The journey of growth begins with a single error, but each lesson brings you closer to mastery. To truly benefit from mistakes, you must stay humble. Humility allows you to see your errors clearly, accept feedback, and remain open to learning. Without humility, mistakes can lead to arrogance or denial. With humility, every failure becomes a valuable teacher, guiding you toward growth, improvement, and success. Rule 8. Stay humble, stay kind. Pride can be dangerous. When people are proud in the wrong way, they push others away. They refuse to listen, think they are always right, and often miss opportunities to grow. On the other hand, humility opens doors. Humble people understand their limits, respect others, and remain open to learning. They attract trust, cooperation, and respect. In life, staying humble and kind is not a weakness. It is a strength that creates lasting relationships and opportunities. Let me share a story to illustrate this. There were two bosses in the same company. The first boss believed he knew everything. He ignored his team's suggestions, dismissed concerns, and thought he was the smartest person in the room. Employees felt unheard and unimportant. Many left the company, while others stopped giving their best effort. Productivity fell, and the boss lost respect. His pride created distance and weakness, even though he was highly skilled. The second boss approached things differently. He listened carefully to his employees, valued their input, and admitted when he did not have all the answers. He asked questions, encouraged teamwork, and thanked people for their efforts. Employees felt appreciated and motivated. The company thrived, and the boss gained genuine respect. His humility created trust, cooperation, and loyalty. By staying humble, he became stronger, not weaker. Humility allows you to see the truth about yourself. It helps you accept mistakes, learn from others, and remain grounded. Proud people often deny their faults or blame others, which prevents growth. Humble people reflect on their actions and understand that improvement is always possible. By acknowledging limitations, they can gain new skills, accept guidance, and build meaningful relationships. Pride limits growth. Humility expands it. Kindness is closely linked to humility. When you are humble, you naturally treat others with respect. You understand that every person has value, no matter their role or background. Small acts of kindness, like listening to someone, offering help, or saying a genuine thank you, build trust and connection. People naturally want to work, collaborate, and be around those who are humble and kind. Strength in character is often measured not by what you achieve alone, but by how you make others feel. Humility also helps in handling success. Many people become arrogant after achieving recognition, money, or power. They forget the support and effort of others who helped them along the way. Humble individuals celebrate their achievements without belittling others. They give credit, share opportunities, and remain approachable. This attitude builds lasting respect and influence, while pride and arrogance create enemies and isolation. Another story shows this well. A student achieved top marks in a competition. The proud student boasted, looked down on classmates, and ignored help from teachers. Others avoided him, and soon his achievements felt empty. Another student, equally successful, congratulated peers, thanked mentors, and offered guidance to others. He gained friends, mentors, and lasting support. Humility turned his success into influence and goodwill. Pride turned success into loneliness. Humility requires self-awareness. You must understand your strengths and weaknesses, accept criticism, and remain open to learning. Being humble does not mean thinking less of yourself. It means thinking of yourself less and others more. True humility balances confidence with respect for others. It creates an environment where everyone can contribute and grow. Kindness strengthens humility further. Humble people care about others' feelings and needs. They do not seek to dominate or prove superiority. Simple gestures, listening, helping, encouraging, can create trust and loyalty that lasts a lifetime. People are drawn to kindness because it signals safety, empathy, and cooperation. Humility without kindness may seem weak, but together they create strength that is admired and respected. Staying humble also helps in challenging situations. Life will test your patience, abilities, and judgment. Humble people remain calm, seek advice, and act wisely. Proud people react defensively, make mistakes, and push people away. In difficult times, humility allows you to navigate challenges effectively and maintain strong relationships. It is a foundation for resilience and growth. Humility also encourages learning from everyone. Every person you meet has knowledge, experience, or insight you can learn from. By staying humble, you remain curious and open-minded. Pride limits your perspective, while humility expands it. The person who listens, asks questions, and respects others gains more than the one who believes they already know everything. In conclusion, humility and kindness are essential for true strength. Pride may give temporary confidence, but it isolates you. Humble and kind people gain trust, loyalty, and respect. They learn from mistakes, grow continuously, and build meaningful connections. Humility opens doors that pride closes, while kindness strengthens the bonds that support you in life. Being humble connects you to people, and strong connections require honesty. When you are humble and kind, others are more likely to be open, truthful, and supportive. This sets the stage for collaboration, trust, and shared growth. The next step in living a strong, successful life is to practice honesty, not just with others, but with yourself. Rule 9. Always be honest. Honesty is one of the most important qualities a person can have. Telling the truth is not always easy. Sometimes lies seem to protect us, avoid conflict, or give short-term advantage. But in the long run, lies destroy trust, create stress, and weaken relationships. Honesty, on the other hand, builds strong, lasting connections. It gives peace of mind and allows you to face life confidently, knowing you have nothing to hide. Let me share a story to illustrate this. Two friends were working on a school project together. One of them made a mistake and accidentally broke part of their work. Instead of admitting it, he lied and blamed someone else. At first, it seemed like he had avoided trouble. But soon, the truth came out. His friend felt betrayed and stopped trusting him. The relationship became tense, and the first friend learned the hard way that lies may give short-term relief but lead to long-term problems. The other friend always tried to be honest. Even when it was uncomfortable, she spoke the truth calmly and respectfully. One day she made a mistake too. She admitted it immediately, apologized, and tried to fix the problem. Her honesty earned her respect, strengthened her friendship, and created trust. People naturally feel safer around those who are honest, because honesty signals reliability and integrity. Honesty is not only about telling the truth to others, it is also about being truthful with yourself. Self-deception can prevent growth and lead to poor decisions. When you accept reality, face your weaknesses, and recognize your mistakes, you gain control over your life. Lying to yourself may feel comforting for a moment, but it limits your ability to improve. Facing the truth allows you to make better choices and take responsibility for your actions. Honesty also creates freedom. When you lie, you must remember the story, cover details, and maintain the facade. This creates stress and limits your peace of mind. Honest people do not carry this burden. They live openly, speak the truth, and act with integrity. This freedom is a quiet strength that others notice and respect. People trust you, rely on you, and feel safe being around you. Consider another example. A worker found a small mistake in a report. He was tempted to ignore it, thinking no one would notice. but instead, he told his manager the truth and suggested a correction. The manager appreciated his honesty, and the mistake was fixed quickly. His reputation grew as someone reliable and responsible. By telling the truth, he avoided bigger problems and gained respect. Honesty strengthens relationships because trust is the foundation of any strong connection. Friends, family, and colleagues rely on each other's words and actions. Once trust is broken, it is very hard to repair. Lies can seem harmless at first, but they accumulate and eventually create distance and suspicion. Truth, even if uncomfortable, strengthens bonds and builds lasting respect. Being honest also means speaking up when you see wrong or injustice. Many people avoid conflict because they fear the consequences of telling the truth. But staying silent or lying can allow problems to grow. Honest communication helps resolve issues, clarify misunderstandings, and prevent resentment. Courage and honesty together create respect and lasting influence. It is important to balance honesty with tact and kindness. Being honest does not mean being rude or hurtful. The goal is to communicate truthfully while respecting others' feelings. For example, giving constructive feedback, admitting mistakes, or expressing your opinion honestly can be done with care and empathy. This kind of honesty strengthens relationships rather than damaging them. Another key point is that honesty leads to inner peace. When you act truthfully, your mind is free from guilt, fear, or anxiety about being caught. You face life openly, and even challenges feel manageable because you have nothing to hide. Lies may seem easier in the moment, but they create inner tension and limit your confidence. Honesty, though sometimes difficult, gives clarity and peace that cannot be found through deception. Honesty also inspires others. People notice integrity and are influenced by it. Being truthful encourages those around you to do the same. A culture of honesty creates stronger communities, workplaces, and friendships. By committing to honesty, you not only improve your life, but also positively affect everyone around you. In conclusion, honesty is a key principle for a strong, successful, and peaceful life. Lies destroy trust, create stress, and damage relationships. Truthfulness builds confidence, trust, and respect. Being honest allows you to face challenges, strengthen connections, and enjoy inner freedom. It is not always easy, but it is always rewarding. However, honesty alone is not enough to face life's difficulties. Life is full of challenges, setbacks, and moments of disappointment. To navigate these times, you must also cultivate a positive mindset. Honesty gives clarity, but positivity gives strength. Staying truthful while maintaining hope, optimism, and courage allows you to overcome hard times and continue moving forward. Rule 10. Keep a positive mindset. A positive mindset is one of the most powerful tools you can have in life. Your thoughts shape your actions, and your attitude influences your results. People who focus on problems, complain constantly, or expect failure often struggle, even if they have the skills or opportunities. On the other hand, those who approach life with optimism, curiosity, and hope see possibilities where others see obstacles. Positivity does not ignore reality. It faces challenges with courage and looks for solutions instead of giving in to despair. Let's look at a story to understand this. Two workers started at the same company. The first worker complained about everything: the long hours, the boss, the workload, and even the small problems that appeared every day. No matter what happened, he focused on what was wrong. Soon, his motivation declined. He did not try to improve his skills or contribute ideas. Other co-workers avoided him, and he felt unhappy and stuck in his career. The second worker had a different approach. She also faced the same long hours, the strict boss, and occasional problems. But she looked for the small positive aspects in her work. She enjoyed learning new skills, celebrated small achievements, and appreciated good moments during the day. Even when something went wrong, she asked herself, "What can I learn from this?" She shared encouragement with her co-workers and helped solve problems instead of complaining. Over time, her positivity attracted opportunities. Her boss noticed her attitude, colleagues trusted her, and she grew in her role. This story shows that positivity changes the way we experience life. Two people can face the same situation, yet one sees failure while the other sees possibility. Your mindset shapes your perception. Negativity blinds you to opportunities, while positivity helps you notice chances for growth, learning, and progress. A positive mindset does not mean ignoring difficulties. Life has challenges, setbacks, and unexpected problems. Positivity means accepting these challenges without letting them destroy your motivation. For example, if a project fails, a negative person might feel hopeless and give up. A positive person, however, asks, "What went wrong, and what can I do better next time?" This attitude allows them to grow and move forward instead of staying stuck. Positivity also strengthens your mental and physical health. Research shows that optimistic people have lower stress levels, better immunity, and greater resilience. They recover from setbacks faster and are more creative in finding solutions. A positive mind sees possibilities where a negative mind sees barriers. This makes it easier to act, take risks, and achieve goals. Another important aspect of positivity is how it affects relationships. Optimistic people attract others. Their energy is encouraging, and they inspire cooperation and teamwork. In contrast, constant negativity pushes people away. Complaints and pessimism create tension and reduce trust. By keeping a positive mindset, you not only improve your own life, but also lift those around you. Let's consider another example. Two students were preparing for an important exam. One constantly worried about failure, complained about the difficulty of the material, and felt hopeless. The other accepted the challenge, studied consistently, and found ways to enjoy the learning process. On exam day, the positive student stayed calm, focused, and confident, while the negative student felt anxious and distracted. Their attitudes affected their results. Positivity does not guarantee success, but it increases the chance of good outcomes because it keeps you motivated, resilient, and focused. A positive mindset also encourages problem solving. When you face difficulties, negativity may make you feel powerless and overwhelmed. Positivity, however, inspires action. By focusing on solutions rather than complaints, you gain control over your circumstances. Positive thinking transforms challenges into opportunities for growth, learning, and achievement. Practicing positivity is a skill that can be developed daily. Simple habits can strengthen this mindset. Start by noticing good things, even small ones, each day. Avoid excessive complaining and replace negative thoughts with constructive ideas. Surround yourself with positive people who encourage growth and learning. Reflect on challenges as lessons rather than failures. Over time, positivity becomes a habit that shapes your behavior, decisions, and success. It is also important to remain realistic. Positivity is not blind optimism. It is a balanced mindset that acknowledges problems while focusing on what can be done. This practical optimism allows you to take smart risks, make decisions confidently, and act with courage. Realistic positivity keeps you motivated even when life is hard, helping you persist through obstacles. Ultimately, a positive mindset allows you to see life differently. It helps you focus on opportunities, learn from challenges, and maintain hope during difficult times. By cultivating positivity, you increase your chances of achieving goals, building strong relationships, and enjoying life. Positivity is not just a feeling, it is a tool for action, growth, and success. However, positivity alone is not enough to reach your full potential. Life requires continuous learning, growth, and adaptation. A positive mindset opens your eyes to opportunities, but to take advantage of them, you must keep learning. Knowledge, skills, and experiences expand the possibilities that your optimistic mind can recognize. Positivity and learning together create a powerful combination that drives long-term success. Rule 11. Never stop learning. Learning is the fuel that keeps life exciting and meaningful. Without it, days can feel repetitive, opportunities can pass by unnoticed, and your mind can become stagnant. People who stop growing often get stuck in routines, feeling frustrated or bored, while those who continue to learn remain curious, adaptable, and alive. Life rewards those who keep seeking knowledge, skills, and experiences because learning opens doors to new possibilities. Consider the story of two friends who decided to improve their lives. The first friend wanted to learn English. He studied a little each day, practicing vocabulary, listening to audio lessons, and speaking whenever he could. Progress was slow at first, but he kept going, step by step. Over time, he noticed improvements. He could read books in English, communicate more confidently, and even meet new people from around the world. Each new skill gave him more confidence and motivation to continue. The second friend also wanted to learn English but gave up quickly. He tried for a week, got frustrated when he didn't see immediate results, and decided it was too hard. Over time, he stopped trying completely. He missed opportunities to improve, and his confidence decreased. He remained stuck in the same routine, missing chances to connect with others or expand his knowledge. This story shows a simple truth. Growth requires persistence, patience, and consistency. Learning is a process, not a single event. Each day you dedicate to learning builds your skills, opens new perspectives, and prepares you for future opportunities. Those who keep learning stay active, curious, and adaptable, while those who stop grow stagnant and limited. Learning is not only about formal education. Life itself is full of lessons. Every experience, challenge, and interaction teach something valuable. A positive mindset combined with continuous learning allows you to notice lessons everywhere. For example, traveling to a new city teaches about culture and people. Trying a new hobby teaches patience and skill. Even mistakes and failures are opportunities to learn. By staying open to learning, you remain flexible, creative, and prepared for change. Another important aspect of learning is self-improvement. People who invest in knowledge and skills become more confident, independent, and capable. For example, someone who learns public speaking can communicate ideas more clearly, build stronger relationships, and influence others positively. A person who learns technology can solve problems faster and take advantage of opportunities in a modern digital world. Learning strengthens your mind, builds your confidence, and equips you to handle challenges more effectively. Let's consider another example. Two employees started new jobs at the same time. One kept learning, asking questions, reading, and practicing skills outside work hours. The other felt he already knew enough and avoided extra effort. Over time, the first employee grew faster, earned promotions, and became respected for his knowledge. The second employee stayed at the same level, overlooked for opportunities, and eventually felt stuck and frustrated. This shows that continuous learning directly affects success and growth in life. Learning also keeps life exciting. When you explore new subjects, skills, and experiences, you feel alive and motivated. Your mind remains fresh, your curiosity thrives, and your creativity expands. People who stop learning often feel bored or disconnected because their world becomes smaller and predictable. Learning keeps your perspective broad, your thinking sharp, and your energy high. Consistency is key. Learning small amounts every day adds up to significant progress over time. Even 10 minutes of reading, listening, or practicing a new skill daily can lead to remarkable improvement. The habit of learning creates momentum. Over months and years, it transforms your life. Those who adopt a mindset of lifelong learning continue to grow, adapt, and achieve their goals, while those who stop remain limited and frustrated. However, learning is not just about personal gain. Knowledge becomes most valuable when shared. Teaching, helping, or guiding others strengthens your understanding and creates positive impact. Learning gives you energy and confidence, but using it to help others multiplies its effect. Life becomes more meaningful when your growth benefits not only yourself, but also the people around you. Even small steps matter. For example, if you are learning a language, teaching a friend a few words each day reinforces your learning and helps them grow. If you learn a skill, sharing it at work or in your community spreads value. Learning is never just for you. It connects you to people, opportunities, and experiences you might otherwise miss. Ultimately, learning is the key to staying alive, curious, and motivated. It prevents stagnation, unlocks potential, and creates opportunities for growth. It builds confidence, resilience, and adaptability. The habit of learning ensures that you never feel stuck, even when life presents challenges. Those who embrace learning are always ready for change, improvement, and achievement. Continuous learning also connects naturally to helping others. As you gain knowledge and experience, you can share your insights, guide others, and make a positive difference. Personal growth becomes a tool for greater impact, spreading benefits far beyond yourself. Learning keeps your mind sharp, while helping others gives your life purpose. Life without learning is limited and narrow. Life with learning is rich, exciting, and full of possibilities. By committing to lifelong learning, you remain curious, open-minded, and ready to seize opportunities. Learning keeps you growing, alive, and connected. But the true power of learning is realized when combined with helping others, sharing knowledge, and making a difference. Rule 12. Help others. Help yourself. Helping others is often seen as a selfless act, but in reality, it strengthens both the giver and the receiver. When you support someone, whether through advice, encouragement, or practical help, you create a connection that benefits everyone involved. Acts of kindness are never wasted. They create goodwill, trust, and sometimes even unexpected opportunities. The principle is simple. When you lift others, you also rise. Consider the story of a young professional named Maya. She had a friend struggling to find a job. Instead of keeping her contacts and knowledge to herself, Maya spent time helping her friend prepare a resume, practice for interviews, and identify job openings. At first, it seemed like a one-way effort, but soon her friend succeeded, landing a great position. Later, Maya herself faced a career challenge and needed guidance. Unexpectedly, someone she had helped in the past came to her aid, offering advice and connections that helped her overcome her obstacles. This illustrates how acts of generosity create a ripple effect. The energy you put out into the world often returns in ways you could not anticipate. Helping others does not always require grand gestures. Small acts, repeated consistently, make a big difference. Offering a listening ear to a friend, sharing useful knowledge, or giving someone encouragement when they feel down all count. Even seemingly minor assistance can strengthen relationships and build a network of trust. Over time, these connections create an environment where both giving and receiving support becomes natural. You grow as you help, and the people around you grow too. Many people hesitate to help because they fear loss, time, energy, or resources. But the truth is, giving often leads to unexpected gains. Helping others sharpens your skills, teaches patience, and builds empathy. For example, someone who mentors a colleague or teaches a skill to a friend practices leadership, communication, and problem solving. These are invaluable skills that not only improve your life, but also increase your capacity to influence and inspire others. Kindness and generosity also foster emotional strength. When you support someone through a difficult moment, you develop resilience, compassion, and perspective. You see challenges through another person's eyes, which often helps you understand your own obstacles better. This emotional growth is a reward in itself. By focusing on others, you step outside of your own worries, gaining clarity, patience, and inner strength. Consider two colleagues faced with the same workplace challenge. One is competitive and unwilling to share knowledge, while the other helps peers whenever possible. The competitive colleague may succeed in the short term, but over time, their isolation limits growth. The helpful colleague, however, builds a strong network, gains respect, and creates a support system that becomes invaluable when challenges arise. The lesson is clear. Generosity is not a weakness. It is a source of power and security. The principle of helping others also extends beyond personal connections. Volunteering in the community, donating time to teach or mentor, or supporting social initiatives benefits both society and your own character. These actions create a sense of purpose and fulfillment that cannot be achieved through selfish pursuits alone. Your life gains meaning when you contribute to the well-being of others, and that meaning fuels motivation, confidence, and joy. Helping others encourages a mindset of abundance. Instead of thinking about what you might lose, you focus on what you can give. This shift changes how you approach challenges, relationships, and opportunities. Abundance thinking attracts positivity and cooperation. People respond to kindness with kindness, creating a cycle of mutual growth. Over time, this mindset not only strengthens your relationships, but also expands your potential for success. Another important aspect of helping others is leading by example. When you act with generosity, you inspire those around you to do the same. One small act of support can create a culture of kindness in your workplace, community, or social circle. The impact multiplies, affecting people you may never meet directly. By being generous, you create a legacy of support, respect, and positive influence. Helping others also reinforces humility and perspective. When you assist someone, you acknowledge that everyone faces challenges. This awareness fosters empathy and keeps pride in check. You recognize that success is not solely about personal effort. It is also shaped by the support, guidance, and kindness of others. This understanding strengthens relationships and keeps you grounded. Ultimately, helping others creates a network of trust, respect, and opportunity. It is a principle that works in both personal and professional life. By investing time, energy, and care into others, you not only make their lives better, but also enrich your own. Opportunities, support, and goodwill return to you in ways that may surprise you. The act of giving becomes a source of strength, resilience, and success. The story of Maya illustrates this perfectly. Her willingness to help her friend led to a circle of support that benefited her later. The lesson is universal. Generosity is reciprocal in the broadest sense. The energy you invest in helping others never disappears. It comes back to you in opportunities, support, and personal growth, often multiplied. By embracing the habit of helping others, you complete a vital piece of the journey to success and fulfillment. Giving, kindness, and generosity connect you to people, opportunities, and experiences that enhance your life in unexpected ways. It is a practice that strengthens character, builds relationships, and fosters a meaningful existence. As you look back at all the rules, from hard work, patience, and sacrifice, to persistence, discipline, self-confidence, learning from mistakes, humility, honesty, positivity, lifelong learning, and finally helping others, you see a complete system for living a successful and fulfilling life. Each rule supports the others. Together, they create a foundation for personal growth, meaningful relationships, and lasting success. Following these principles is not a shortcut. It is a path to a new life, full of purpose, strength, and opportunity. Living by the 12 rules. Life can feel confusing and overwhelming, especially when you don't have a clear direction. Many people drift through their days, waiting for luck or inspiration to change their situation. They feel weak, uncertain, and trapped by circumstances beyond their control. But the truth is, you have the power to change your life. You can create strength, clarity, and purpose by following principles that guide your actions, thoughts, and choices. The 12 rules we have explored, from hard work to helping others, are not just ideas. They are practical steps that transform your life if you commit to them. When you start applying these rules, you begin to see yourself differently. Hard work teaches you the value of effort and the rewards of persistence. Patience shows you that success rarely comes instantly, and that waiting and enduring are part of the journey. Sacrifice reminds you that immediate comfort often comes at the cost of long-term growth. Persistence proves that giving up too soon is the main reason people fail, and discipline reinforces that small, consistent actions lead to big results over time. These first 6 rules lay the foundation for strength, resilience, and a sense of accomplishment. Believing in yourself is the spark that keeps you moving forward, even when doubt and fear appear. Confidence is not arrogance. It is a quiet, inner knowledge that you are capable of trying, learning, and improving. Learning from mistakes adds wisdom and experience to that confidence. Every failure becomes a stepping stone. Every error a lesson that brings you closer to success. Staying humble and kind keeps you grounded, reminding you that your journey is not only about achievement, but also about how you treat people along the way. Honesty builds trust and respect, creating strong relationships that support you in moments of need. A positive mindset changes your entire perception of life. Challenges become opportunities, setbacks turn into lessons, and obstacles become temporary puzzles to solve. Positivity feeds energy and motivation, which make learning and growth enjoyable rather than a chore. And learning, in turn, keeps your mind fresh, flexible, and open to new ideas. It allows you to adapt to change, embrace opportunities, and remain curious about the world. Finally, helping others completes the circle. Generosity creates connections, strengthens your character, and brings unexpected rewards. When you lift someone else, you also lift yourself, building a life filled with meaning, support, and joy. The beauty of these rules is that they work together. Hard work without patience can lead to frustration. Discipline without self-confidence may feel like endless effort without purpose. Confidence without humility can create arrogance. Positivity without action is empty hope. Each rule reinforces the others, forming a complete system for living a life that is strong, meaningful, and resilient. Following these rules is not about perfection, it is about progress. It is about taking small, deliberate steps every day that move you closer to the life you want. Imagine a life guided by these principles. You wake up each morning with focus and energy because you have a purpose and a plan. You face challenges with courage because you know persistence and discipline will carry you through. You speak, act, and decide with confidence because you trust your abilities and have learned from past mistakes. You treat others with kindness and respect, building strong, lasting relationships. You speak the truth even when it is difficult, creating trust and freedom in every interaction. You see opportunities rather than problems, and every day becomes a chance to grow and improve. In this life, learning never stops. You approach each day with curiosity, eager to gain knowledge and experience. You help others without expecting anything in return, knowing that your actions create ripples of positivity and opportunity. You find joy not just in achievements, but in the journey itself, the effort, the growth, the lessons, and the connections you make. Your life becomes a balance of strength, wisdom, compassion, and purpose. You are no longer lost or weak. You are alive, fully engaged, and creating a legacy of value for yourself and the people around you. Taking the first step can seem intimidating, but it doesn't have to be. You do not need to follow all 12 rules at once. Start with one small action today. Maybe it is committing to hard work on a single project, practicing patience with a difficult task, or speaking honestly in a challenging situation. Perhaps it is performing one act of kindness or taking a few minutes to learn something new. One step leads to another, and soon you will notice changes. Momentum grows as you continue, and the principles gradually become habits that guide your life effortlessly. Consistency is more important than speed. Change is a process, not an event. You will face setbacks, make mistakes, and sometimes feel discouraged. That is normal. The difference is that you have a roadmap, a set of rules to guide you. Each mistake becomes a lesson, each challenge an opportunity, and each day a chance to grow stronger, wiser, and more capable. With time, your life transforms from one of uncertainty and weakness to one of clarity, strength, and fulfillment. Visualize the life you want. Picture waking up each day with purpose and enthusiasm. Imagine achieving your goals because you worked hard, stayed disciplined, and never gave up. See yourself growing confident through learning, humility, and honesty. Feel the satisfaction of positive thinking and the joy of helping others. This is not a dream. It is a reality you can build, step by step, rule by rule. These 12 rules are more than guidelines. They are a blueprint for transformation. They take ordinary people and help them achieve extraordinary lives. They teach that strength is built through effort, wisdom comes from learning, success comes from persistence, and happiness comes from connection and contribution. Living by these rules allows you to experience life fully, with energy, purpose, and peace of mind. Start today. Take one small step, follow one rule, and build from there. Over time, the principles will integrate into your life, and you will see changes you never thought possible. You will become someone who does not wait for life to happen, but actively creates it. You will be strong, confident, and compassionate. You will be productive and fulfilled. Most importantly, you will live a life full of meaning, success, and peace. The journey begins now. One small step, one rule at a time, and the life you imagine can become the life you live.